Hey guys, how you doing? Aaron here. I hope everyone's doing well with their certifications, whatever level you're at. What I want to talk about today, a couple things. One is I want to talk about some knee. I just spoke about this on another video that I did for just our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. We're talking about knee pain, and this was really based on something that was on a Today Show back in October. And they talked about the different areas. They talked about shoulder pain, low back pain, and then knee pain. And they talked about the diagnosis and how the injury occurs in the area, but they never really talked about the mechanical side of why the injury occurs in the first place, which kind of got me thinking. And I was like, well, they never talk about that. They always talk about low back, and they said, okay, well, here what happens, a disc protrudes, it puts on the nerve, and that's why you get pain. Well, that's we hear that all the time. I wanted to try to expand upon that and just get more into, again, the mechanics behind it. There's always a reason for someone's joint dysfunction to occur, which ultimately leads into pain. So what I just spoke about, and I wanted to share this with you guys because I want to get a little more detail, talked about knee pain, and as you know, we're always talking about the kinetic chain. Well, if you put, let's say, an athlete, and they have a medial stress, and then they ended up with, let's say, like a medial meniscus tear, or there's a strain on the medial collateral or something like that. If there's a pelvic rotation, this is something to really think about. We always talk about the static posture, but now if we put the body in movement and that person's trying to absorb the energy that goes into the ground, there's an equal and opposite reaction that occurs. Well, if there's a rotation left to right, and they're landing on that leg, and say they're catching a pass or something, or they're just maybe getting ready to kick a soccer ball, as that center of mass is being displaced toward the right side and their foot's planted, there's going to be more of a medial stress at the knee, because what's going to happen is that's going to cause more of an internal rotation to occur, and then that's going to put more of a valgus stress on the knee, and then ultimately that's why the person would end up with an injury to the medial side of the knee. Again, whether it's a medial meniscus, or it's a medial collateral or ACL. So that was one thing I talked about. Another thing is for the level 1, which is the actually level 1 and 2, is about the hip rotation, and that kind of ties in what I just said. But if there's a pre-existing internal rotation, excessive, and you put load on that, it's going to further increase the internal rotation at the knee. So sometimes the rotation of the pelvis and the rotation of the hip coincide with each other, or sometimes the pelvis may look completely fine, but there may be just an excessive internal rotation at the hip. Another example would be the elevation in the pelvis. If there's an elevation in the pelvis, let's say the left side, you know that it's going to create a functional leg length disparity. And then when the side elevates, that's going to go into relative adduction, and now you have this, okay, the person lands, they get a lateral shift, so their hip adducts on that left side, no stability, and then somewhere's going to have to compensate, knee, foot, ankle. So just keep in mind, those are a couple things that could be leading to the medial stress in the knee. I think just shooting these videos is really educational for you, number one, but I also think that some of these videos could actually be very educational. It may spark something that you may be able to say to your client and say, hey, this is why you actually have the pain. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. Not much posts going on the website, but hopefully you guys are at least looking at the videos. I'll continue to do them. And I'm looking forward to hearing back from everyone at some point. All right, guys, hope you're all doing well. And if I don't hear from anyone, happy holidays to you. And I'll try to shoot another video before the new year as well. All right, guys, take care.